Hello, everyone. Welcome to the World Healing Session for March 18th, 2025. Today, I keep saying 2024. It's as though I've, lost some months there from 2024 to 2025. And I feel like it's gone way too fast. I can't believe we're almost at the end of March. All right. That's another thing I want to do in one of these sessions is to help slow down time. So maybe I'll just add that to the session. So I'm visualizing an analog clock and allowing the time to just remember when we were in school, or there was that movie with Tom Cruise, or no, the other guy. I forgot his name. Anyhow, he's watching the clock and he wants to leave class. And I remember this feeling. You would all of a sudden feel as though the time was going backwards instead of forwards. And now that I'm older, yes, Michael J. Fox. That's right. Michael J. Fox. Yes. And you just wanted that you just want that clock now to move a lot slower. So let's add that, and we'll do it by slowing down. I really want to get into the gut and the entire viscera of the belly, because in there we've got, it's going to include the chest as well, but for the moment, let's go in the viscera, where all of our emotions are usually doing something. So liver, gallbladder, as everyone knows, or most of you know, in Chinese medicine is anger. Stomach's plain pancreas is worry, kidney, bladder is fear, small intestine, and then you would go up to the heart is going to be sadness and joy, and the lungs to the colon, to the large intestine, that's grief. Now, you can obviously understand the body needs to function with those things. You could do your own research on that and see, well, yeah, if I have grief and it's lungs, colon, that's the release area. I want to release emotions. I want to release my feces. We need all of that. Discernment, sadness, joy. When am I sad? When am I joyful? When I feel sad, it's the absence of joy, that kind of thing. So the heart and the small intestine are involved in that. The liver and the gallbladder are in organization, planning, and catalyzation. So obviously you need anger for that. That's going to move things. That's all it does, is it moves things. Then we have worry, which is to think over something. There's nothing wrong with doing that. In the body, it's also used to digest food. Worry is how we digest food and pull the energy out of the food and store it in the body. Fear obviously keeps the body safe, so you don't, walk into traffic or something. That's not very healthy for us. So you can understand that all those things would be working. Now, the difficulty is when our memories, our attitudes, our beliefs, our thoughts, our family history, all of that comes in and starts telling us what should or should not be when it comes to our emotions. And that interferes with the synthesis of our emotions. So I'm already feeling on that one that there's a burp that wants to come up. So obviously, I have some beliefs or thoughts about particular emotions that I might not like or I might not synthesize. Now remember, I've lived on this planet for 65 years. I have family history on the planet. We also get energy and consciousness from eighth chakra that comes from our family. So it's not just what I experienced, it's the experience of everything. And that can get lodged in the viscera. That can get lodged in a muscle. That can get lodged somewhere. So the minute we can shift our consciousness, shift a belief, it shifts our health. I'm sure you might have had a moment where you've had this awareness in your life and your body shifted, right? Many times I resisted going to a doctor, and people would say, go to the doctor, just go to the doctor. I'd make the appointment and all my symptoms disappeared. And then I get to the doctor, I go, well, I was feeling this, but I'm not anymore. What's that about? Well, maybe I was just resistant to helping myself, doing something for myself. To me, that was a huge belief system. No, I should be last on the list. Let me help everyone else. But the moment I turned to help myself, that's the moment everything shifted in my body. It's happened many times where maybe I'd overdo things. I was working very hard, and it was like, no, now it's time to turn to look at me. And that consciousness shifted a cold, shifted a, um, I had a sinus infection for 2 years. This is in my early 40s. It's like 20 years ago. And it just was running like a faucet for 2 years. And finally, I went to a doctor and he gave me antibiotics. He says, you've damaged your nose. Now you've damaged your immune system because you didn't come in. And I was like, oh, okay. So he gave me antibiotics for it. It didn't work. And I had to go back and get more antibiotics. And they didn't work either. So I sat back one day and I said, you are going to do nothing but focus on yourself. And within one moment, I saw how I tended to flow outward to the world, to my clients, to taking care of everyone else. This is a theme, obviously, in my life. And in seconds, I was leaning over the bed with a bucket. That's how much it would leak out. The faucet stopped. So the minute you see or shift a belief, you will have healing in your body. So really feel into it today. We'll see, maybe you'll see a belief you have. Sometimes it's the belief that I should not feel what I'm feeling. I should not have the emotion I'm having. So it's a belief system attached to something you feel. So if I feel cold, I feel cold. Put a sweater on. You don't need to sit around for hours and hours to say, why do I feel cold? Now, if it's very hot, you might go, why do I feel cold? Maybe there's something health-wise going on. That is to be able to take action. It's not asking, why do I feel cold? I shouldn't feel cold. And I need to figure out a way to feel warm. It's a little different. It's a subtle difference between I'm feeling cold, it's warm. So that's more objective. It's very warm. The body needs to be feeling warm right now. What's going on? What's going on is maybe I haven't eaten for 2 days. Maybe I haven't gotten enough sleep, and the body is feeling the chill of that. So those are ways to find practical things. But if you keep asking, why am I feeling this way? You're just falling down this pit. Just fall down this pit of something's wrong and I'm in the drama. The mind loves to obsess on the drama. Why? It's in the mind is a bunch of thoughts. You have all these different thoughts, and the mind is just looking at them, or experiencing them, and we pay attention to them. And the moment we pay attention to a thought, one thought, we will divide that thought by analyzing it into, let's say, 10 other thoughts. Then exponentially it grows because each one of those we think about. So this divides into 10, this divides into 10, this divides into 10. So the way I look at it is it's a bunch of poop. And we keep going into the poop and dividing it instead of coming back and saying, I'm having a feeling. That's it. And experiencing it. Obviously, if the feeling is stuck, like you feel pain in your body and it lasts 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Okay, now I need to focus on what's my body telling me I need to do. Not why am I having a pain? There is a pain. Now I need to go figure it out, whether you go to your doctor, whether you go to your practitioner, or logically you go, well, I know why I have pain. I've been sitting in this chair for 10 hours, right? I've been, working out and I'm not um, I haven't had anyone observe me to see whether I'm doing this correctly or not. Maybe you walk 10 miles and your foot hurts. That's easy stuff to know. But when you don't know, you don't just say why, you need to know what. You need to know what it is, and then you can go to the doctor. So I hope you get the difference. I know it's subtle, but it depends on what you're saying to yourself that perpetuates several different types of thoughts that keep you going in the same direction. So if I go, what, a simple word like, what is it? What's happening? What am I doing? Then I could have a different experience. So we're going to work with a section of the brain that deals with these attitudes and these beliefs as we work through the belly and the heart and the lungs so that the body can really experience its emotions. The emotions are very, very strong, but we do not need to dramatize them. They are strong on their own. They don't they don't need me to interfere. So if anger comes through my body, I really feel it. I don't need to interfere. I don't need to stop it, nor do I need to express it. I just am with it. And sometimes when my anger moves, I end up cleaning the entire house. If I'm not feeling that anger energy, that moving energy, you better believe I'm going to go read a book rather than clean the house. I'll go, nah, I feel like reading. I don't feel like cleaning the house. But when the house gets a little too messy, too much stuff all over the place, all of a sudden this anger, this moving energy comes up, and I just start cleaning everything from top to bottom. Okay. So, yeah, your emotions don't need any help, and we're just bringing a reboot to the brain and the entire nervous system and how it is experiencing sort of, it's not quite how we're going to do it. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm doing because this is a new thing for me, and I'll share it in a course instead of online. But we're going to do a reboot. Now, there are some traditional reboots out there where we uh, squeeze a bunch of cells in the heart, and that will reboot the entire body. In this case, I'm rebooting the emotions. So we can do that through the central nervous system. And yeah, it's starting from CB1 and the birthplace of the 64 tetrahedron, and yeah, and all of our experiences emotionally, and we'll start to clean out uh, those um, those perceptions of emotions. It's not going to clean every single one, but it'll at least give you less of an attitude that your emotions need to be changed or your feelings need to be changed. You just don't need to get involved with them in a way that's going to exacerbate it, if that makes sense. Yeah, so if I have a feeling, ouch, my knee hurts, fine, I can state that, ouch, my knee hurts. What's going on? Am I stepping properly? Do I need to do something? And you take care of it. And if it doesn't work, then you can do something else. But if it's like, oh, my knee hurts, what's going on? I don't know what to do. This space that we get into um, actually brings up a lot of hopelessness and helplessness. And we don't want that happening. We want to be able to have these really strong bodies, this really strong mind that is able to deal with things, because there's a lot of great stuff we can do in life, a lot of things we can create, a lot of things that give us meaning, and we don't want to, we'd like to live, I mean, like to live to 125 years old, but I want to be really healthy while I'm doing it. All right, so everyone take a deep breath. I'm actually sweating now, which is really good. And I'm going to reboot the system. Got a little burp coming up. Now, I would drink, sips of water over the next 3 days. It's going to take about 3 days for the entire all of the emotions to have the experience of the reboot from the central nervous system. All right, my loves, have a great week and we'll see you next week. Bye.